Yellow Jackets will get the ball to start the second half as the Pirates started the game with the ball. Next week, no game. It's already been determined that the Pirates, the Brownwood will have to forfeit that game next week, and we'll get into more details about that at halftime. But it will be a 15-0 victory for the Pirates next week. So there will be no broadcast next Friday night. 3 receivers to the far side. Running back in the backfield with Rogers is Walton. He zigs and zags, gets close to midfield, brought down at the 48. That's a pickup of 5, and it'll be 2nd and 5.
Yeah, it was a nice tackle by the safety, but that was also a nice move by Jarquay.
Yeah.
He tripped. I mean, if he didn't slip a little bit, I think he might score again. But, another big-time run by a guy whose name we call all the time, making big-time runs. I do think Vega clearly has found something here. Blocking-wise, they're spreading it out a little bit more, taking their time, and getting off those tackles. And right now they got the Yellow Jackets on their heels.
3 receivers to the far side. Rogers takes the snap, keeps it himself, gets a little bit past the line of scrimmage. He gets to the midfield stripe, actually. It's a pickup of 2, and that's going to make it a 3rd down and 3.
And this is another situation I think that we talk about quite a bit, 3rd and short. And I think it's a spot where they're 100% going to go for it if it's at 4th and short. So you open up a new bag right here. You can run it. You can do something that you're not, I guess supposed to do, something that might work for a big breaker. But right now, yeah, I think with the way their offense is going, the way they kind of, like I said, have Stephenville on their heels a little bit, I think you can kind of be aggressive on 3rd and 4th down here.
So the 3rd down play, and right off the right tackle, there goes Rogers, and it is a Nix foam and go 1st down after the 5-yard pickup, or 4-yard pickup, check that. And it's going to be just matriculating the ball again down the field, eating clock, and chomp, chomp, chomp on that clock. Yeah. I had someone tell me the other day that it's like watching a Pac-Man game when they watch Vega, because they just eat the clock like Pac-Man eats those pills. It's just over and over and over. That's a great analogy.
Yeah, absolutely.
3 receivers to the far side. The handoff on the end around
there it is
goes to Ruiz. Has some running room inside the 35 down to the 32. And another real nice run by Manny Ruiz. It's a 14-yard pickup. Another Nix foam and go 1st down. And he's kind of become that latest part of the 3-headed monster in the running game for this ball club.
And I like to see that. I've seen Manny over the last few years work hard and kind of get into to where he was going to start a receiver this year, get a lot of balls, but they're not throwing. So, of course, they're like, let's use his speed and get him. They've using those little pitch and those little reverses around the end there, and he's showing how good he is.
3 receivers to the far side. Walton gets the handoff going all the way around to the far side. Dips around one man and goes out of bounds at about the 25. Is there a flag down? Yeah, there's a flag back at the 33.
That's in the area of holding.
And that's exactly what the call is.
It is.
So a hold against the Pirates negates that run with 4:31 to go here in the first half. We'll see how far this backs them up.
That'll be the full 10, I would imagine. Yep.
And it's a spot foul, so it's 10 from the spot, which puts it at the 42-yard line. It'll be a 2nd down and 21, or 19. Check that. 1st and 19. Sorry about that.
And nothing's changed. I think you're not panicking here is where you need to start throwing it. I think you keep running. Shove the dude to get away, and that's when they threw the flag. So I think it's going to be 15 yards tacked on.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Pirates, and that's a 15.
Yep.
So, now, if you're Coach Sterling Doty, yeah, he's backing them up, but you sit there and you think, okay, it could be 2nd and 15? No, I don't think so. So it puts them all the way back, actually, in Vega's territory at the 49-yard line. So it's a first down and now 29 for the Pirates.
Second down, yeah, it's a dead ball, so it's second down.
That's true, yeah, that is correct. Second down and 29 for the Pirates. Three receivers to the far side, running back to the left of the quarterback, Rogers. And timeout called by Coach Don Hyde. Probably a real good spot for that. 4:03 to go with our Community Bank and Trust timeout. La Vega Pirate football here on 94.5 The Beat and CentexBeat.com. Our streaming presented by Southwest Sports Medicine.
At Community Bank and Trust, the term mobile community refers to all of our banking platforms. Online banking, mobile apps, mobile browser banking, even voice banking. No matter what device you're on, you'll be able to complete any banking function. We've taken customer account access and convenience to the next level. With Community Bank and Trust, enjoy state-of-the-art banking anywhere, anytime, on any device. Member FDIC.
So it is a second down and very long for the Pirates as we come out of this Community Bank and Trust timeout. Pirates leading 14-0. Getting ready to come back out from their offensive huddle.
You know,
and it's look at the size coming forward, and then you see the skill position players. You know, it's
big dudes.
It's pretty impressive to see that.
And I think you're in a spot here when you're in a second along. Again, wasting time, I think a little bit is on the back of your mind now. I think you want to run it and drop that clock down. Stephenville does have all three timeouts, and we'll get the ball to start the half.
So three receivers to the far side. Rogers on the zone read does a great job. Keeps it himself. Fights out of an ankle tackle.
Still going.
All the way back into Stephenville territory, down to the 35. A real nice run there. That's a 16-yard run by Rogers and makes it, in consideration, third manageable.
Well, and he was stopped at the 45.
Yeah.
I mean, that was 100% him for 10 yards with 6 dudes hanging on him.
Yep.
A really great run. And Rogers, I think, has found a little bit of comfortability back there at quarterback. I think he's confident. Throwing the ball will come a little bit. I think we saw that last week. But, man, having him as an added runner, he's like a starting running back, really. And we've seen it now with the way that his legs keep grinding and keep moving. And now it's 3rd and 13. It's a third and manageable.
Three receivers to the far side. Blitz coming. Rogers gets that pass out to Bouye again, just like he did earlier for the touchdown. And Bouye is dodging everything in a silver jersey possible. He gets down to the 24-yard line. That's a pickup of 11, and it's going to make it a 4th down and 2. And now, Coach Don Hyde, now what do you do?
I think you let this play clock go down pretty far to make sure you're wasting a little bit of time, and I think you 100% go for it. I don't have a doubt. I think when your defense is playing as well as it is, that you don't think Stephenville can really move the ball on you, I think 100% you go for it. Try to put your foot on the neck there and get up 3 scores.
Running back to each side of the quarterback, Jordan Rogers, on this 4th and 2 from the 24. Check that.
Give it to Manny.
Manny Ruiz fighting his way. He's very, very, very close. And it looked like the ball may have come loose.
Yeah, he's short of the line to gain.
And
they're not even going to measure it well.
Yeah, he's about a foot short of the line to gain. So a real game effort there by Manny Ruiz. Gives Stephenville the ball at their own 23-yard line. But, boy, I'll tell you what, that was real close. Considering that you were second and tomorrow, to get down there and make that close of a play out of it.
And a nice tackling. We haven't seen that from Stephenville much. La Vega's gotten hit and not wrapped up. They've been able to fall forward. That's not a slight against Stephenville. I'm just saying La Vega's been able to move. And that time they had about 3 guys that actually racked him up and pushed him back. So a nice defensive play by the Yellow Jackets.
2 receivers stacked to the near side. The handoff goes to Cason Phillips, and there is nothing there. That speed and power of the La Vega front 7 is starting to take over now, and it's going to be 2nd and 10. Cason Phillips, 9 carries, 17 yards in the half. 8 yards of total rushing for Stephenville in the half. Last week, Life Waxahachie had, I believe it was -5 in the first half.
Yeah, and -11 total.
So the fake the handoff, the quarterback Roundtree keeps it himself, gets across the 30, 32, cuts the sideline, and he's gone out of bounds. It looked like he stepped out right in front of us at about the 40, but he gets out to the 49. He's credited with 26 yards and a Nix Foreman go first down.
There's some grabbing and pulling down here from the receivers that they didn't see, but a really nice run and an aspect that we hadn't seen yet with Roundtree running the ball. Made a good run. Like you said, I think he did step out of bounds here, but they didn't see it. But nonetheless, a big gain, and Stephenville's moving.
Two receivers stacked to the near side. The running back is to the right of the quarterback Roundtree. Phillips, they fake the handoff. They throw the little pop pass to him coming out of the backfield, and that was probably the worst thing that could have happened. The official is ruling an incomplete pass, which benefits Stephenville because it was going to be a 5-yard loss.
Yeah, that's when you're trying to get a little trickeration there. Even with a good throw,
right?
They had it covered with two guys on the backside. I believe Marcus Willis was up there in the linebacker. So, a bit of a break for Stephenville. It stops the clock. And you get back to being 2nd and 10 instead of 2nd and 15 or 16.
So from their own 49, it is a 2nd down and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Two receivers to the near side, one to the far side, running back to the right of the quarterback Roundtree, who takes the snap, pressure coming, throws to his right. Jesse Major Sterling is going to get the flag, but that was really nice coverage. He did have his hand on the back, but that was very, very, very tight coverage.
And this gets down to, we talk about it, La Vega killing themselves at penalties. It seems like they get in that funk sometimes of being too aggressive, the personal fouls, the pass interference, the holdings. And that we've seen that already. We saw some holdings. We saw some personal fouls. We saw some now pass interference. So, it's kicking him in the foot right now.
Yeah, and that spot foul makes it a Nix Foreman go first down at the 40-yard line since it was less than 15 yards, spot foul. So two receivers to the near side. The snap back to Roundtree, hands off to the running back Phillips, who goes off right tackle, gets out to the 38. It's a pickup of 2, and it's going to be a 2nd down and 8 as we get down to about 1:45 left in the half. Don't forget, folks, stick around for the halftime show. We'll get into all the facts and figures of the first half, as well as our Willis Plumbing halftime interview with Bill Taverner. They run the option to the far side this time, and that doesn't do well at all. It's a pickup of a yard for Cason Phillips, and it's going to be 3rd down and 7 now with the clock running under a minute and a half.
Yeah, and with all due respect to Cason Phillips, who's a good player, the option doesn't run or doesn't work much against La Vega with their speed on the outside. So with their defensive ends, how fast they are, Marcus Willis and guys like that, you're not going to get much there. Stephenville looks like they're willing to just let this clock run down, make sure that they have the ball last. I would think, if you don't get it here, you're probably going to go for it. But if you're going to do that, you want to have as least amount of time on the clock as possible.
Very true, and they do have all 3 timeouts, if memory serves, left here in the first half. So play clock is down to 1, and they'll go, they snap it at 1.
They didn't seem
Roundtree steps up, and he's got all kinds of pressure, gets tripped up, and he's brought down at the 48-yard line. And I'm going to give you 3 guesses who made the play.
I wasn't watching.
That was Rayshawn Roberts.
No, I'm just kidding. Rayshawn.
We haven't said Rayshawn Roberts' name all night.
Absolutely.
And he finally shines right there. That's a loss of 7 on the play.
Yeah.
And that definitely makes things interesting as it's 4th and 17. There's about a 1.5 seconds difference between the play clock and the game clock.
And I think you can let this come down to about 4 or 5 seconds and call a timeout if you're Stephenville. It looks like their quarterback's hurt a little bit. He's leaning over, but and then you can probably pump one deep just to give yourself a shot at a Hail Mary here to end the half.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. They call they just go ahead and they call the timeout against Stephenville. And so there's 1 second left in the half. We'll take the Community Bank and Trust timeout with them. 30 seconds here on the La Vega Pirate Football Network.
Since 1945, Willis Plumbing, located at 3217 Belmead Drive, has been your source for all your plumbing repairs and septic tank service needs in Belmead and surrounding areas. Kenny Willis, a 1966 La Vega graduate, and wife Martha, a 1968 graduate, invite you to give them a call the next time a plumbing problem arises at your business or residence. Willis Plumbing is your source for all plumbing supplies. Electric sewer service and sewer camera inspection is available. When you need help with a plumbing problem, give Willis Plumbing a call at 799-5300. Remember, our plumbing pays because it stays.
1 second to go in the first half. Stephenville on a 4th and 17. Looks like they're going to line up for the Hail Mary like you were talking about. La Vega has 6 defensive backs, check that, at the 5-yard line.
We got about 3 at about the 30.
So I'm sure the run play for Roundtree has some running room. Has a lot of running room, actually. But he gets run out of bounds at the 22-yard line. So it's going to be a nice pickup. It's a 25-yard pickup for Roundtree that looks good on the stat sheet. But we go to half with the Pirates up 14-0. You're listening to La Vega Pirate Football on 94.5 The Beat and CentexBeat.com. The halftime show comes up next.
Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is proud to be the team physicians for Baylor Athletics. Whether you're a Big 12 conference athlete, a high school star, or your glory days are a thing of the past, the doctors at Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics know you may need specialists to help you recover from your injuries, just like the athletes you see on SportsCenter. Dr. John Ellis, David Haynes, Chris Myers, and Corbett Boone are there to provide both surgical and non-surgical care for the injured athlete and active adult. Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, the team physicians for Baylor Athletics, will get you back in the game.
Friday nights. Lots of things have changed since this pandemic set in, but the need for teachers and coaches hasn't. Only your working conditions. The McLennan County Democratic Party is here to thank everyone that's had something to do with these young people on the field tonight. Teachers, coaches, administrators, support staff. You are this fall's first responders. We want to thank you. It didn't have to be this way. Joe Biden supports our neighborhood public schools and opposes vouchers. We stand with all of you as you motivate and inspire. Click and pay for it by McLennan County Democratic Party. Stephen Reed, Treasurer.
When you suffer an injury at home, work, or on the road involving a car, 18-wheeler, or motorcycle, the first thing you need to do before calling anyone is dial 1-800-INJURIES for locally owned and operated the Zimmerman Law Firm. Hey, this is Big Rich, and the Zimmerman Law Firm has represented thousands of Central Texans in the last 50-plus years and handled more personal injury cases than any other local firm. When you call the Zimmerman Law Firm, you talk to a lawyer, no matter how big or small your case, and they guarantee you're financially taken care of because they only get paid when you win. Hey, don't just take my word for it. Heart of Texas Readers' Choice has named Zimmerman Law Firm the best in Waco. So remember, if you get injured at home, work, or on the road, it just takes one call, y'all, to 1-800-INJURIES or zlawhelp.com for the Zimmerman Law Firm and tell them I told you to